We're going to kick off this evening by introducing our first speaker. Carolina Werling is a trained nurse and nutritional therapist from Gothenburg. She is passionate about how we can use food as medicine. She joins us here at TEDx Gothenburg to talk about how you can take control of your body. Welcome, Carolina.
Imagine you're sitting at work. All of a sudden, a friend of yours shows up, telling you that your house is on fire. You're obviously upset, but your friend does not give up. He keeps telling you about your burning house for you to be able to do something about it. Finally, you take out a gun and you shoot him. At least now you won't have to hear about it. Then you continue to work. Listen to the story one more time as I replace a few words. Imagine you're sitting at work. All of a sudden, pain shows up, telling you about an inflammation occurring in your body. You're obviously upset, it hurts. But the pain does not give up. It keeps telling you about your inflammation for you to be able to do something about it. Finally, you take out a painkiller to call off the pain. At least now you won't have to feel it. Then you continue to work. We would have been dead a long time ago if it wasn't for our symptoms. Think about it. Symptoms are the only way that our bodies can communicate with us when something is not right. A pain in your right side might be saving your life by signaling an appendicitis attack. So it's a really phenomenal body that we're embedded with, a talking body. There's always a reason we feel symptoms. But what we do when we take most medications, though, is actually that we take away a symptom of something greater going on inside of us. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we also need to target the symptoms, because sometimes you're in a lot of pain or some symptoms itself can be harmful. But we cannot only be focusing on this. Today, we eat more medications than ever before. Yet we are sicker than ever. Never before have we had so much knowledge in technology and advanced medicines. But still, the endemic diseases are increasing. I wondered about stuff like this a lot during nursing school and the time followed being a nurse. I became really tired of the shallow examinations of the patients and the constant distributions of new drugs as soon as a complication arose, leaving me wonder what the deeper cause was all about. When I saw my dad curing a difficult illness by changing his diet, I finally went back to school to become a nutritional therapist. I then learned how to treat patients with nutrition and dietary supplements. And this has led me to take a completely different approach to patients' well-being. Tonight, I want to talk about three things. I want to talk about what a phenomenal body we have. I also want to talk about symptoms, what they are, why we have them, and another way we can be looking at them. And third, I want to talk about what someone like I do, how someone like me thinks about health. When I went back to school, a lot of people asked me and said, "Oh, so you're into all of that alternative woo-woo now?" Well, I'll let you decide what is more woo-woo, taking a magic pill or treating the root cause. Our body is working, or your body is working for you every second, 24/7, trying to keep you healthy. It's the body's job. Our immune system, for example, is activated all the time and even has these little warriors running around everywhere on the lookout for intruders they can destroy before the intruders attack us. Our body is so smart and it's the best friend you'll ever have. There's no friend on earth that we can treat so badly, but still, to the very last breath, fights for us. Your body's always on your side, always trying. It is in our nature to survive and pass on our genes. So it's not really hard to imagine that it's not normal for us to have a cold 4 times per year, headaches, menstrual cramps, pain in the joint as we turn 40. Maybe it's common, but it's not natural or normal. Just because 30,000, 50,000, 10 million people have problems sleeping when they hit 40, doesn't mean it's natural and supposed to be that way. What if it's rather a message your body's trying to send you? Let's say that you have a cold 4 times per year. Someone like me might take a look at your vitamin C and zinc levels, though those two are crucial for a functional immune system. Someone like me would also take a look at what you're eating. Are you eating a lot of sugar and simple carbohydrates? That could also be a reason for a non-functional immune system. I used to eat like candy, pizza, ice cream, a lot of ice cream whenever I had a cold. Comfort food, don't y'all do that? That was before I found out that sugar radically lowers your immune system. It lowers the white blood cells, you know, the warriors, with 50% for at least 5 hours. Maybe not any danger if you do that once in a while, but most of us, you know, we eat bread for breakfast, juice, pasta for lunch, sweets in the evening. We're then walking around with an impaired immune system all day long, which does not fight off intruders as well as it should. And then we complain about what a lousy immune system we got and how often we get sick. To think about what we eat is one of the most important things we can do for our health. Let me tell you a story about a little boy named Charlie and how a special diet changed his life radically. Charlie suffered from epilepsy, a really severe form of epilepsy since 1 year of age. He took a lot of different medications, even went through brain surgery. Nothing helped. When he was 20 months old, he weighed like 8.5 kilos. He took 4 different medications, and still he had hundreds of seizures every day. His parents had to pad the walls so he wouldn't hurt himself, and he had to wear a helmet. And the side effects of the drugs were really hurting him and was almost as painful as the disease. One day his dad went to the library and found a book of a doctor who treated patients suffering from epilepsy with a special diet. So he took Charlie and they went to see the doctor, and they put him on the special diet, and it took 2 days. 2 days and all his seizures went away. Today he's a grown man, and from what I heard, he's perfectly healthy. No seizures anymore. And this is just one story, one example of how powerful the food we eat every day is. I love the words of Dr. Alexis Carrel. He's a Nobel Prize winner. And he says, unless the doctors of today become the dietitians of tomorrow, the dietitians of today will become the doctors of tomorrow. Let's take an example of how the body's trying to communicate with you. Let's say you have high blood pressure. Someone like me would look at your stress levels for once. Are you getting enough magnesium through your food? Are your kidneys working all right? Are you having calcifications of your neck arteries, forcing your body to raise the pressure so that your brain is provided with enough amount of blood? High blood pressure is not a disease. It's a compensation mechanism that the body has to make sure that every part of your body is provided with blood. Now, is it really smart to lower a compensation mechanism that the body feels is important? Isn't it better to figure out what the real problem is? Because there is a real problem. Otherwise, the body's not going to raise the pressure. The reason for high blood pressure is not that you suffer a lack of beta blockers. Still, 2 million people in Sweden are taking pills to lower the pressure, also known as a symptom. A beta blocker or any of these drugs will not fix your magnesium levels or your calcification problems. And really, it doesn't matter which problem we're talking about or which symptom we're talking about. The importance is that the body is giving you messages so that you can make some slight changes. It is pretty good to know if you have low magnesium levels or calcifications of your arteries, because that way you can help your body before the conditions turns into something worse. Well, what about genes? Some people are really unlucky and the whole family has suffered from the same diseases in generations. New research has found that genes are only responsible for as little as 5% of the diseases we are getting. And that is if we turn on the genes that's causing disease. In studies, you have seen that adoptive children do not inherit the diseases of their biological parents, but rather from their adoptive parents, because we inherit behavior, eating habits, etc. And this is really, really, really good. That means that we have the power, that we can influence how we are feeling and the diseases we are getting. We don't just have to accept that evil genes has made us sick and that we can't do nothing to help. I kind of think of it like a flower. If you have a flower at home that doesn't bloom or grow, you fix the environment, like the water, the soil, the light maybe, not the flower. Everyone knows that a flower will bloom and grow in its right environment. And someone like me tries to bring back the right environment for the body, the kind of environment that makes your body bloom. Okay, so what's the problem? What if I want to take the easy way out? What if I want to take a magic pill? What's the problem? The European Commission estimates that side effects of drugs kill about 200,000 people in Europe every year. Makes it the 3rd largest cause of death after heart disease and cancer. Let me repeat that. Drugs that are supposed to help us is the 3rd largest cause of death in Europe. The media tries, like every week, to tell us how dangerous dietary supplement is. How many dies every year from dietary supplements? 0. 200, 0. That's the problem. And this is also affecting our nature. The water that we release into our lakes are so full of toxins from our pharmaceuticals that our fishes end up having 2 sexes. One of the pharmacies in Sweden, Apoteket Hjärtat, even has a campaign where you can adopt these fishes. Is this really what modern medicine has come to? Pushing the problem forward and destroying our nature? You do have an amazing body that tries to support you the best way possible. You have a choice. You can either listen to the messages it sends out, or you can push the problem forward. We have become so focused on quick fixes these days that we're forgetting what the symptoms are really about. Diseases can be caused by a lot of things, but they're not caused by Prozac deficiency or by Lipitor deficiency or by any other chemical drug deficiency. There's always a reason. We have to start taking care of our bodies. Things are moving rapidly downhill. So, which is more woo-woo? Taking a magic pill or treating the root cause? Oh, and by the way, all the friends questioning me going back to school, they call me now weekly for advice about their health. Next time you feel a symptom, or a message as you might be looking at them from now on, don't just settle with a prescription. Your body is working for you 24/7. Give it the best conditions. Get to know your body. Every time we eat or drink, we are either feeding disease or we are fighting it. Don't kill the messenger. Don't kill your friend. Thank you so much.